Hey, good morning, everybody. Rory Powers, Right Line Trading. This broadcast is for demonstration and educational purposes only. If you're not familiar with the risks associated with trading, please do yourself a favor. Consult with a licensed financial advisor. All right, good morning, everybody. Had this big move up pre market, and it looks like the market's filling in that gap. What goes up must come down. No, the really exciting with the Nasdaq. It really been skyrocketing all morning. And we're going to be highlighting the AI Auto Trader this morning. If this is your first time joining us, the AI Auto Trader is a diversified portfolio of strategies that, once they're enabled, will automatically enter and manage the trade on your behalf. This system currently trades all of the index equity futures, the Dow, NASDAQ, Russell, and the E-mini. Very liquid. Futures is a regulated market, regulated. And we've also added crude oil and gold. So we've got a precious metal and some energy in there. And it really keeps the pulse, keeps you your finger on the pulse of the market. Uh, our number one goal is to follow along in the trend that the institutions create. And when they rotate their equity from one asset class to another, the AI Auto Trader has sniffs it out like a bloodhound. Rao, Rao is the gold trading master. So I've written down the hottest strategies. Let's take a look at our leaderboard this morning. I enabled my system at around 7:30 this morning. We hit the ES 50,000 one-day pass. We got a beautiful long move on the Nasdaq. The 30 range, the 30 ranges, we're all over it. Got a full winner on that beautiful move up this morning. You can see it on my chart. So we'll be keeping an eye on the ES, the Nasdaq, the retirement plan, which is our 2-minute strategy on the Nasdaq. And I've identified those this morning going through my performance of the hottest strategies this month. And that's like what we like to focus on are the hottest strategies, and we put our funded accounts in those and hope for the best. Hey, sounds like relaxation. Why is the screen blacked out? Which screen is blacked out? Are you referring to the images on my charts? I'm a new user about 2 weeks ago. Is this system just for random eval passing? Okay, great question. Good morning, Dr. Jeff. Yes, that's a great question. Sounds like relaxation. um, we have a strategy to pass the evaluations with our 1-day passes to get you funded. And then we change up our strategy once we have our PA account. And I have a PA account I'll be trading today. And we have a little bit of a decision-making process. We definitely don't want to trade every single strategy in our PA account. It won't last very long. So what we do is we just put our top-performing strategies in our PA account. And I've set up our 3 or 4 best on my PA account this morning. And I like to wait for the market to settle down and look at my performance. And then kind of make a game time decision as to which one I'm going to trade in my PA account. The retirement plan has been hot. Let me tell you something. The retirement plan this month has been hot. That 2-minute on the NASDAQ. I don't want to jinx it. But I've made a short list of the strategies that we're focusing on. Good morning, Marcia. We put the images in the background of the charts just so you could easily identify which instrument it is. Some people like it, some people don't. So what I wanted to do real quick is show you some performance of what I found this morning. And we're talking about just this month. I always like to refer to this as what have you done for me lately? I know historically from trading the system over a long period of time which strategies are the best. But every now and again, the market conditions will favor one strategy or another, and it'll get on a hot streak. And if it does get on a hot streak, I want to be on top of it. And I want to put my PA account or my funded account in the best performing strategy. So one way to do that is to look at the trade performance. And I'm going to very briefly show you our 3 hottest strategies for the month of June. And I did make a short list today. So let's click Generate. And we'll take a look and see how they perform by the half hour of the day. It's very little data to do a time analysis. Like the best data that we get when we do this time analysis, this is our each half hour of the session, and the P&L are these green or red bars, broken down by the half hour. We normally, we like to look at least 30 days when we do this time analysis, but for June 1st to the 5th, this particular strategy, you could see between 9:30 and 11, it does well. In that first half hour, the 8:30 to 9, it did well. But let's go over the top 3. The top 3 I've found were the ES signal B. Came out of nowhere. We changed the hours on this strategy. If you are a member if you're currently trading the AI Auto Trader, this past week, and as a team, we spend hours every Friday going over the data, and we optimize our templates based on the data. And recently, we've optimized this ES Signal B bot and drone. We have it starting now at 11:30, and man, has it made a huge difference. This is the bot, and this is the drone. That's the signal A. This is the signal B. So between the signal B bot and drone, you can see that it's really been doing extremely well. No losing trades. Let's see which is the better of the two. The bot's at 916. The drone's at 1429. So that window between 11:30, 11, I'm sorry. 11:30 and 12:30, the ES signal B. So what I would do is go to my strategies, and on my ES signal B, I would want to make sure to put my time starting at 11:30. And I'll run it till 12:30 or 1 o'clock. Another strategy that I've identified as doing extremely well this month is the retirement plan. The 2-minute NASDAQ. This month between 9:30 and 11 does very well. Our summary so far, it's up about $1,220. That 9 to 9:30 it doesn't do well. So you can see we're starting the session off minus 405. Now this next hour between 9:30 and 10:30 is when it's been doing the best, just this month. So it sounds like relaxation. This is how we make our decision on which one to put in our PA account. So we can absolutely get you past the evaluations with our 1-day pass. It's just kind of a statistics, a numbers game. But once you get the PA account, just like you mentioned, we want to be a little more conservative. We want to keep that PA account. And what else came? The haymaker, the signal B, has been rocking and rolling and whatnot. The signal B, 30 range, is up just under $2,000. Signal B bot is up 1862, and the Signal B drone is up 1672. So if I take both our Signal Bs, look at the analysis, it does extremely well right up to 11 o'clock. So what I do is I make a strategy to prepare myself for the session, and I put those in a evaluation account. I put a lot of them in a PA account. Only my best strategies. My 30 range Signal B is ready to go in this PA account. I've got several ready to go in this evaluation account, and I'm just going to focus on the ones that I feel like I have the best chance of winning, and that's based on the data. So NinjaTrader has an extremely powerful tool with this trade performance. My cash register's on fire. That's the Signal A, the cash register. What I highlighted earlier was the Signal B. I'm going to take a quick look at Forex Factory. I believe we have crude inventory this morning about 10:30. $8.15 non-farm employment change. Must have been a good report, huh? $9.45 in 1 minute. Final services PMI. 10 a.m. ISM services PMI. 10:30 crude inventory. So we've got some reports coming out here. PMI at 10 a.m. and some positions currently in a conservative trade on crude. That's my copper account. I put together a template on crude oil. So 10 a.m. we have the big PMI. 10:30 crude oil. Rao, I tried the one-day pass on crude oil this morning at 8:30, and it took a loser. It was going straight up, and it took a short trade. So my crude oil one-day pass failed this morning, but the ES did its deed. You can see here the 50,000 one-day pass on the ES crushed it this morning. Good morning, Marcia. How do you get the updates? In our Discord chat group. In our Discord chat, or you can always contact Charles. Down here in South Florida, we call Charles Carlos. We've turned him into a Hispanic. I'm just kidding. Oh, Charlie is really great with helping people, helping our members with tech support. He'll jump on your screen and in the wink of an eye, he'll get you up and running and everything updated. So Discord chat, if you create a free account with Discord, send us a friend request at Right Line Trading. It's all lowercase letters. Right Line Trading, one word. And we'll just confirm that your email address and give you a link to get into the server. There is a Discord. Is there a Discord video? Discord is this app here. This is our Discord app. You'll send me a friend request. If you go to Friends, Add Friend, just type in Right Line Trading and send us a friend request. And once I see it come in, I'll just confirm your email address that you've ordered the system. And the system, once it confirms it, will automatically put a link to provide you with access to our Discord chat. I'm just like you, sounds like relaxation. I'm going to call you SLR. SLR, I'm a lot like you. You could just trade like it's a PA account. That's kind of what I've been doing. And it's trying those one-day passes to me is, it's the logical way to go. But it's like, scratching a chalkboard. It just goes against my style of trading. But it is the sensible way to go because of the time and the cost of the evaluations right now being at a 90% discount. It just makes more sense. I've watched Mark get 15 or 20 PA accounts in less than a week, and I've been blood, sweat, and tears, getting over the hump, doing it a trade at a time. So to answer your question, SLR, you can skip it and trade like it's a PA account. Manny, I personally do. Everybody's risk tolerance is a little different. People are more aggressive than others. I kind of err on the side of caution, and I'm very conservative. So when a major news report comes out, a red flagger, I try to disable any account. Now listen, I have to say this, Mark Miller, he, I've seen him trade through the news with a funded account and, have a record-breaking day. So you can make a lot of money and things can go really well. In my case, I've had an experience that things didn't go so well. So I step aside and I leave it run in sim, and I watch how it does in sim, and it's always a learning experience. That's a good suggestion, Ralph. SLR. Are we not scared of trading ES? No, no, we're not scared. Like I mentioned earlier, it's all, these decisions are all driven by data. I have to confess that the Nasdaq is a bit of an addiction. That Nasdaq 30 range chart is a lot of fun to trade. But we really let the data drive our decisions. And if the ES is performing well, like I highlighted this morning, you can see I'm ready. I'm locked and loaded for the ES this morning. I've got several ES strategies ready to go. So I will be trading the ES. We're not dogmatic about the instrument we trade. We trade the ones that'll make us money, that we feel will provide us with the best opportunity. Carlos, sí, señor. Oh, I didn't read your whole question, SLR. I don't think if it's two different instruments, you know, from my understanding, and I could be 100% wrong. I think they were talking about trading them on the same instrument, and I could be wrong. But your style of trading, you're really not the one that they're, in my opinion, is you're not the one that they're after. I think they've got, from the language that they use in some of their videos, because they have these really negative connotations out of strategies that I think would, make sense for a trader to use. But I think they have people that are really trying to game the system. And I'm not sure that you would fall in that category reading your comment earlier. Thank you, Stephen. Really appreciate that. And Mark Miller, great guy. Let me tell you, not only a great boss, but he's really a personal friend of mine. Really grateful that he bought Right Line Trading. But what I was going to say is he's such a great guy. He told Charles, if any of your clients leave a review, a positive review on Trustpilot for him, he's going to give him uh, a nice cash spiff. So if you really appreciate Charles's service, go to Trustpilot, leave him a nice review, and it'll show up in his paycheck. And he's a very humble guy. He may not ask you to do it, but I will, because it helps him out. So Trustpilot, trustpilot.com. Look up Right Line Trading, write a review, and Charlie, Carlos, will be able to get himself some burritos this weekend. I'll have to read up on that, SLR. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. Here we go with crude. Crude is flying. You know, I always wonder if somebody doesn't get the inside information on these inventory reports early. Because usually on Wednesdays, there's a lot of moving around. So 10 o'clock, we got that report. We're just holding tight. PMI. I'm just hoping the market just keeps going up. But the nice part about this system, we can make money whether it goes up, down, or sideways we don't really want, but up or down is fine. There goes our retirement plan. Understood, SLR. Yeah. MNQ and NQ, no good. I'm glad to hear that, Rao. Rao is joining us from India. God bless you. My brother traveled to India. He absolutely loved it. Got some beautiful pictures. Taj Mahal. So my crude oil strategy, my conservative one, is getting beat up a little bit right before the crude inventory report. Let's see how our other strategies are doing on crude. If we got anything green, nothing green this morning on crude. So for now, we're going to stay away from crude. What is on top of our leaderboard? Pretty much the strategies that we highlighted. We highlighted the ES, the NQ. We'll be keeping a close eye on those. And for the crude inventory, we're not giving up on crude just yet. Let me pull up Forex Factory. I'll tell you what the news report was. Sharp rise. The PMI, the early reported PMI, the next one's coming out in 1 minute. But the one that came out about 15 minutes ago says a return to growth of new orders spurred U.S. service providers to increase their business activity at a much faster pace. Higher wages for workers. There it goes. There's the report. We traded right through it. Holy moly. That was a big report. Um, wow. Yeah, you. I don't think I'd want to trade my PA account on that. Do you? Oh, thank you. Let's wait till things calm down here, and we might be able to find a juicy trade here. Let's keep an eye on things. Got that huge candle down, and now it's bouncing. That huge wick, excuse me, on the 2 minute. Now it looks like it might fly to the upside. Nope. It's trying to break through that area of resistance. Our 15 and 50 are both green on the NASDAQ. So market structure-wise, it's set up for a long, but anything can happen. It looks like it's trying to break through. So if we were going to try to catch this pop through, we would go with our signal B on the NQ30 range. I'm going to actually trade an evaluation account on it. Looking for the break of this area of support. Volume has spiked really nicely right now. Could fly to the downside. Let's see what the news was. Economic activity in the services sector grew in May for the first time since December 22. So you'd think with a positive report that the market would go up, but who knows? Now market looks like it's undecided. YM caught a big trade. A retirement plan will trigger a trade when this RSI line, if it keeps going down, it'll trigger a short entry. Looking for a reversal here. The signal A is headed up again. Yep, it just jumped in. We stuck with the signal B. We didn't go for the signal A. A little more risk with this entry with the 15 EMA sloped down in red. Here we go. It's a very choppy market, ranging market. Still hasn't found a direction. Uh, There goes the retirement plan. Now we could catch a short roll here. We could catch a short position on this signal B. Let's take a look. Might have just popped in. Yep. So put us in this trade here. Little overextended. Okay, strike one. I like our ES signal B, but that one's not scheduled to start till 11 o'clock. Well, we just broke down below the VWAP on the ES. That purple dotted line is the VWAP, and our Laguerre is pinned down to the bottom. This is our retirement trade, retirement plan. That 50 EMA is acting as support. It's like a magnet. And that retirement plan is looking nice now. I'm afraid I'm going to be a little late on this move. Yeah, my favorite entry on this NASDAQ is that signal A where it retraces to the 50, and my RSI line will come up in the green area and then roll to the downside on these downtrends. And you're nice and tight to the 50. But this could be a good entry here. SLR has two computers. Wow, that's a beast you got there. Very nice. How can I only run a handful of bots? How can you only run a handful of bots? Well, just pick out the your favorite ones, the best ones, and or you could have them all and just enable the ones that you want to go with, that you see on your other computer as being the best. Sometimes there's a little variation between computers for a number of different reasons. So I would run in Sim on the one that you're going to run it on live. I would run it on Sim first and compare the results to your other computer. There is a little variation. Oh, here we go with this crude entry. It's been wanting to go short. Just keeps bouncing back on it. We got that crude inventory report coming at 10:30. And they could have gave us the old head fake here with this short move, and now it's going to go up. So let's just hold tight. See what happens here. Hey, good morning, Sook. Yeah, I see that. All they're doing is hanging in the red zone. Good morning, my friend. Let's get them in the green zone. We got a big crude inventory report coming shortly. And once the market finds its way here, let me see what just triggered. Our RTY one-day pass has been red hot. Let's take a look at that trade. Hey, good morning, Brandon. Yeah, we're running in Sim as well, Sook. We're kind of waiting for a golden opportunity here. I did pull in one loser on the 30 range. The signal A might be the way to go right here on the NASDAQ. It's just ranging too much, too choppy right now. I'm scared of the signal A. It's just not moving. You can see my 30 range is completely sideways. RTY lost that. The signal C on the RTY, that's the one I'm keeping my eye on. It's this is a good. You talked about SLR. You talked about a slow and steady strategy. This RTY that we've been testing on the 10 Unirenko is slow and steady. We got some brand new templates coming out that are going to leverage Unirenko bars. And that if the testing holds up after we meet Friday, our plan is to release them on Friday if the data shows that they're ready. No, leave them running in Sim SLR. Oh, you want to just narrow it down to just a few strategies, you said. Is that right? Yeah, crude oil, really didn't make my top three. I kind of like to trade crude on Wednesdays because of the report. That's why I'm kind of keeping an eye on it. But right now, I don't see CL anywhere near the leaderboard. So, that's not one that I would trade right now until that report comes out, and if we get a good trend going. I'm keeping my eyes on these here: the ES, the NQ, the YM. Let's take a look at the YM. The YM, when I see the YM come up on top, I instantly know in my mind that historically it's not one of our strongest strategies. And so that weighs in the decision making process. But I think it's definitely worth taking a look at. Let's take a look at the YM. This is the 1 day pass. The YM signal B. Took a short entry early. So this is a signal A. It looks like. No, this is signal B. Oh yeah. Oh, this is a targeted hit. Wow, look at that trade. Got in over here, and it hit the target over here. Nice short entry. The winning trades, it's been taking really nice short trades. Got stopped out here. Okay, here we go with this new strategy on the 10U. Went for a long trade. The data series this is looking at is actually a Unarenko, and if I remember correctly, it's a 10-20-30. That's what it looks like. That's what the strategy's looking at. It takes these trades with the pullback and continuation. You're right. I'm glad you mentioned that because you just reminded me, Rao. Also, what we're working on are um, customized templates for PA accounts, SLR. We're going to have some much more, not not so quite ambitious of profit targets. We're going to move them in. Um, move in the profit targets, have very little risk, and just try to conform to their rules. When in Rome, do as the Romans. This strategy is, let me tell you, I watched it win like, I don't know, 7 or 8 trades in a row. It was really impressive. Yeah, that's what we're going to be delivering. That's what everybody, you're not alone. That's what everybody needs. Let me also keep an eye on the other strategies because, yeah, I'm in this trade now on this Apex account. Let me bring my stop way up. You know what I like to do is I like to pin it to my indicator. I'm going to pin it right to my fast. No, there's already a stop strategy on it. That's why. Get this break. Might be okay here. We get through this area of resistance, we might have some running room. Come on through. Low volume. Push it through. Come on. Go ahead. I'm going to get it up there. Push through. There we go. That's what I needed. That's what I needed. I'm going to trail it pretty tight. Oh, no, don't stop now. Our gear is still locked. We got the crude inventory report coming in just a moment. Let's see if let's ride this for as long as we can. All right, we'll take that. We will take that. So that's right about my profit goal right there. I'm just going to disable that. And I'm going to keep an eye on crude. Yeah, that was a signal B entry. So we really chose that. Did I lose my audio? We really chose that strategy. Really, looking at what it's done for the first 3 days this month, and we recognize it as being one of our top three. Kind of stuck with it. Pulled in a loser at first, and then we caught a nice winner. Really nice trade on it. And you can see it's on right on top of our leaderboard, so it didn't really surprise us. That's what we were waiting on. Well, okay, we got 2 minutes left. 2 minutes until the crude report. Let's see what happens. Yes, sir, Vince. Vincent the Real McCoy. Profit. Can't see the profit on the Apex 17. Okay, here goes that crude inventory. Let's see what happens here. Might shoot up. Some weeks it's a dud. Other weeks it's good movement. Good volume. The volume spiked. Let's see which way it pops. The signal A short or the signal B long. Set up for a long market structure wise, it's set up to go long. But it doesn't mean it won't just roll on us. Roll and die. Roll over and die. what I'm going to do is, oh, it's more, hold on just a second here. Oh, I see what, I see. Okay, let me move this down some. That signal B jumped right back in. Wow, look at that. Look at that entry on the retirement plan right here. Holy moly, was that a beauty? Could ride that one to the moon. Let's see if this signal B, when this, let me tell you something. I've seen this strategy get hot, and man, can it run up the score. If this market starts trending to the upside, this is deja vu. This is just what happened pre-market. Hey, good morning, Michael. Ooh, what a beauty. Look at this one. Wow. Big move up. That retirement plan, what an entry that one took. Holy moly. This is the haymaker. I don't want to confuse you. This is the 30 range haymaker, but I was right after this trade. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Um, I'll show you, Howland. I believe I'm trading them like they are right out of the box. With the, I think I might have added the 15 signal. I'll show you. Why did you not get that trade? No, you must have gotten it. SLR, that's the goal, man. We want to, our goal. We had a team meeting, and we want to provide our prop traders with templates to trade their PA accounts that are conservative, that'll go for $300 to $500 a day and stop, and with very little risk, and just take the entries that have the least amount of risk associated with them only, and that's what we're working on right now. Is really a separate set of templates for those of us that have PA accounts that want to keep them, that want to conform to all the rules, and not have any problems when it comes to payout time. Kevin. Could be a couple of other. Could be a couple of reasons. Is your system executing trades? The entry I'm talking about, if you look at this, right where this cross comes in, this move up, it hit our profit target here. That profit target's 180 ticks. But, I mean, it went another 180. That's the entry I was talking about. That cross, and you could see it was right when the Laguerre crossed up through our 20% line, our RSI line, excuse me, in the Laguerre oscillator. It threw that X, the cross, and man, you could follow that cross to the moon with this trade. Mm, 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 mm. That is a monster trade. Let me go back to that issue. Kevin Ross. Kevin, we got to get together. I got to check that out. It could be a few different reasons, and I exactly. It could be a couple different reasons. Hmm. The first thing I would do is click on your log, Kevin, on your control center, hit log, and see if there's any type of issues that there was lag that prevented the trade. We have a safety metric in these strategies. If your connection's not quite that great, or there's some lag time, if maybe the data provider, the connection isn't good. Now we're getting the big short roll on crude. Wow. That was the position that we were looking for. That would be my first thing that I would look at. Can move this over here, make it a little more visible. This is the entry I really love. And this long trend, it retraces. My Laguerre went down. And now with a signal A to the upside, it pops us into this trend trade using the signal A. The retirement plan strategy is right out of the box, Kevin. That's what's got me concerned. So if I go to my strategies on the retirement plan, well, maybe the best thing to do is after this session we can get together. I'd be happy to take a look at it. Here's our leaderboard. And RTY must have won that trade. That's signal C on the 10 Unarenko. That's Mr. Consistency. It doesn't trade often, but when it does, it brings home the bacon. The filters I'm using for signal A and B. Howland, I'll tell you, probably the best thing to do is let's get together afterwards. The strategies that I'm not running in my Apex, well, even the one that I'm running in my Apex, I only made one change on the signal B. Let me show you that. Everything else is right out of the box. The one that I'm running in my Apex that I had that trade, the only difference that I have is I went a little more conservative and I added the 15 signal red green. It comes out of the box with the 50 signal red green. And then I like the market structure. I like the 15 and the 50 to be aligned with market structure. So that were the inputs that I made. The other strategy, I'm running right out of the box. This Signal B AI drone is right out of the box. It's up 1,095 with no changes. My evaluation account is up 700, a little over 600. Here we go with the retirement plan. And the Signal B just took a short roll. See, now the one that I put those additional filters on wouldn't take this trade, but this one took it. So some winners might pass me by. It is, a pretty overbought market. It's very extended right now. We were thinking of developing a condition for our signal A where it's kind of the opposite of the MA diff. The MA diff prevents you from taking a trade in an overbought market. This one would encourage you to take the trade in an overbought market and kind of be the flip side. Because the more overextended we are off of the 50, the better our chances are it's going to retrace further towards the 50. So, it might only take a trade if the MA diff was greater than instead of less than. That's the best way to put it. We have a member, one of our members, Bernard. Last week we spent several sessions, maybe 3 days out of the week, and we went over every single one of the trades. And these trades, they will work. But I always err on the side of caution. I'm super conservative, so I filtered it out personally. But these trades do pull in some monsters because you're getting into the move so early. The 30 range is a little more aggressive than the 2 minute. So in the conditions of the strategy that I had just pulled up, when I checked off the 15 signal and the 50 signal, in order for it to take a short trade, these lines would have to be red. In order for it to take a long trade, they'd have to be green. So what it does is it filters out these counter trend trades, which by nature is what the signal A is. Except when like now, if we retrace back down to the 50 and then it continues up, this is going to pop out and it's going to put us in a trend trade tight to the 50. That's the entry that I really like. Yesterday it didn't work for me. But that's the goal with that condition, with the 1550 condition, is to be a little more selective on these signal A's. We can eliminate the counter trends and just take them to when they line up in the direction of the trend. Your signal C on the NASDAQ, Kevin, is down 600. So here it goes. See, in this scenario, I love the signal A entry to pop up to back to the long side, just because my 15 and 50 is green, and it's going to get nice and tight to that 50. And my thinking is it's going to continue right up through this area of resistance and continue in this long trend. So our signal A's probably just popped in on the 30 range. Nope. The area of resistance prevented it. It won't trade directly into an area of support or resistance. So that red line that you see on my chart prevented that signal A from firing off a long trade. Now, the 2-minute, if we weren't in this trade, this is a nice trade on the retirement plan long. I could probably pop into it. It's on my PA. So if I put this into that, I've hit my profit goal, so I'm just going to keep it. It's probably going to prevent the entry because of that area of resistance right above it. But I got the cross, so I did enable it on my PA account for the retirement plan to continue to the upside. I just heard an entry. Yep, it put me in the trade. So that one took the trade on my PA account. Let me see if I can find it. There it is. So I got a little bit of a retracement back, and now I'm looking for a continuation long. The market could still be overbought. Ideally, I would have liked it a little tighter to the 50. All right, so that one didn't work out for me. Before I pop back in, let me disable it. We're pretty extended on the NASDAQ. You can see the distance I am from the 50. It looks like it still has some room to come down. Let's take a look at the retirement plan in Q2 minute. So this one, the reason it didn't take that long entry because it was already in a short entry from much earlier, where it was really overextended. You can see how far off the 50 it is. It's a mile away. And now it's slowly retracing back. I'll take a look at that, Kevin. I'll see what mine has done. This was our top strategy last month, the 2-minute retirement plan. And remember, our window of opportunity is coming in on that ES. That ES signal B's been crushing it, starting at 11:30. So you're in this trade, Kevin, right? I see you wrote you just got to sell in the retirement plan. I'm assuming you entered right here at 10:44. Why you missed this one? Could have been the pivot. Gotcha. Now here we go with the bounce again. Very tempting. It's still pretty overbought. So Apex did extend the sales, I believe, to the 11th, if I'm not mistaken. And their $85 PA accounts for the $250,000 account, that one they're going to let go until July 15th. Okay, let's see what that RTY did. The NQ, you're referring to the prime time. Huh, look at my RTY chart. Hmm. So we're back in. We're back in short on the Nasdaq. We've got both data series in this position, the 30 range and the 2-minute. This is that signal B on my 30 range. So my Laguerre is locked to the downside. Yeah, I think it still wants to go higher. I'm looking for a break of this area of resistance. What time did your retirement plan trade? The short one? 10:44. The long one was at 10:22. I'd like to get one winning trade. That signal B for the ES is lined up really nicely. It's 11 a.m. So I'm gonna go ahead and take that signal A, excuse me, signal B on the ES, and I'm gonna actually put it on my PA account. I'm gonna try to make some of that money back. I lost that one trade, and I'm gonna put my profit window at about 30. That signal B this time of day has just been crushing it. I highlighted that at the beginning of this broadcast. And I see the Laguerre is locked. It's above the VWAP, and we just broke through that area of resistance. So the volume is always really nice on the E-mini. And I think this market is going to want to fly to the upside just with the news reports that came out. That's just a hunch, and my opinion is really worthless. Let's see if we can get into that signal B. Let's switch this over to the signal B drone. And we need one more push up, and I think we'll pop into that trade. YM is very low volume. About 200 There we go. I see the ES pushing up. I'm hoping to get popped into this long position. Look at that bar up. Here we go. Just broke through resistance on this haymaker. Oh, that's the trade right there. Popped right through that area of resistance. Now it has some running room. I'll keep pushing up. Hey, good morning, Kush. Oh, good, Kevin. Man, you had me nervous over here. I was like, what in the world? How could he not have gotten that trade? That one was, I mean, like a picture perfect trade. I was all over that. I was looking pre-market at the top strategies, and the 2 minute came right above my radar. Um, Unfortunately, I didn't have it. I went with the 30 range, but that was a good strategy too. That's the 30 range in this trade right here. Now that area of resistance should act as support, and my stop is just below it. So let's see what happens here. David Cush. Runs our prop trading room. Here we go. Come on, give it a big push up. There we go. We need a little breathing room here. I got potential spam calling in. Didn't get us into that ES. I'm hoping. Let's go back. This looks like a promising trade here. We got a 50-tick trailer on this. It's about 10 after 11. Kind of stutter stepping on us. But I want to put a link in the chat box because the Kush, who happens to be a professional prop trader, successfully manages 6 funded accounts. He's going to be doing a presentation today on how he does it. It's always valuable information to learn what's working for somebody else. And my stop came just above that. Okay. Well, we had a shot at a nice trade, and we only wound up losing about $60 on the trade. It looked like. Let me see if I can find old Cush's link. Excuse me for just a second. Let me just grab my notepad. Today's webinar is at 4:30 p.m. Eastern. How to get funded and stay funded. The Cush has an amazing amount of discipline. He's got a rules-based system, ironclad set of rules that he sticks to. If you're a discretionary trader and you want to add a great discretionary strategy, today at 4:30 p.m., the Cush is going to show you how he does it. I'm going to put the registration link right in the chat box. Okay, there it is. Well, I was hoping before our time was up, that we would get into a long position on this ES. We'll give it a few more minutes. We could be back in on that signal B pretty soon on the NASDAQ. Really hoping this market continues to shoot up. I was saying yesterday how I just had invested and got some shares of NVIDIA. And I also have a long position, a call on Amazon. Wow, look at that. Nvidia's up to almost $1,200 a share. Incredible. 11.99. I got in at 11.30. We finally got into a short on crude oil. Let's take a look at that trade. That's on our Trader 2. Okay, come on, ES, anytime now. Wow, look at this Nasdaq shooting up. The signal B is about to kick in. There it goes. The signal B just popped right back in. There we go. Watching that ES out of the corner of my eye. we've got the signal. It's what's preventing it? Not sure. All right, we got wick down on that one. I'd like to see it pull all the way back to that 50. If it pulls all the way back to that 50, I'm going to enable that signal A. Keep coming down. Get nice and tight. Need a little further down. It's close. Need it to retrace a little bit further. I might get it. I'm going to try that trade on my PA account. If it takes this long entry, I don't think it retraced far enough, though. Just missed it. Just missed it. Didn't come down far enough for us to catch it. Surprised the signal C didn't take that one. All right, we're going to go to 11:30, about 6 more minutes, and then we'll call it a day. Starting when is it? Starting next week, we've got a really exciting new session starting with another futures room we have is run by Craig Emery. And Craig Emery has been having tremendous success closing, trading into the bell, into the closing bell. Like 2 2 o'clock to right to the bell. He's catching those big moves that we've been seeing. So he said, "Hey, you guys got to change my time. I'm crushing it." So starting next week, Craig Emery's going to be trading from 2 right to the closing bell. And he's a really great trader as well. I think it's definitely worth taking a look at. On our website, if you go to the live trading rooms, he has the futures live trading room. And you could sign up for a 14-day free trial and check him out. He'll be trading from 2 Eastern right to the bell. So if that time works good for you and you want to trade that session, well, I'll tell you, I've tried to get into that 5-minute ES long. I don't know if it's going to happen. But this might be the retracement that I was looking for. We need it to come down just a little bit more. Come down and kiss the 50. Our retirement plan's getting ready to kick in and take a short position. There it goes. The 2-minute chart's really overextended. So when we have this kind of distance from the 50, these are really juicy trades. Let's keep an eye on the 30 range, because if it comes down far enough, which it did. So let's go back to the account, the strategies. Let's try that PA account on this. Bounce off the 50 back up to the upside. See if we can get into that right before we close out. Go back to that PA account. My 15 is red, but I think by the time it pops in, it'll turn green. I don't like the volume. Very low volume right now. I think I'm going to take it off. We're only turning about 700 or 800 contracts a minute, it looks like. Yeah. All right, I'm going to take that one off. So we're going to wrap up with the, you could see my leaderboard today. Pretty much the strategies that we highlighted earlier. We had the ES one-day pass score. I was able to get a really nice trade on that signal B on the NASDAQ 30 range. Our ES cash register was up 550. 2-minute signal A drone, that's the retirement plan, is a signal A retirement plan, 520. Signal B drone, 485 for the day. Signal A drone, 465. So either way, A or B, you did well. YM was up in our leaderboard. The retirement plan, without the AI, 410. The Haymaker, 365. That one strategy that I'm really keeping an eye on, this RTY 10U, I'm telling you, it's extremely consistent. Oh, look what happened. Holy moly. Look what just happened. Look what just happened. I don't know if I can keep this broadcast running this long. This one could, I've seen these ES trades, hopefully. I've seen them come right against you and get stopped out, but sometimes if it goes in our direction, but let's let it play out here for a little while. Hopefully the market keeps pushing up. I was hoping to have gotten in a long time ago, but let's see what happens. This is the signal B on the ES, and it's been doing really well this week. Right in this window, between 11 and 12:30. What is Toby? Oh, the account Toby? Let me take a look, I'll tell you. Toby is an NQ 1 minute. It's a template that I'm testing. It's similar to the Haymaker, but it's running on a 1 minute data series. Well, this is the trade that I was waiting on. Hopefully it's worth the wait. You're welcome, Dan. I'm going to have to take a restroom break in just a minute. Thank you, Eric. Thank you. I could use all the help I can get. Let's go. You must be playing it too. Here we go. Here we go, Eric. Waiting for this one. Come on, ES. My trend line is pointed straight up. Oh, it's solid, that's why. Okay, now I see it. Come on, like a rocket ship. Hey, Dr. Angela. We're just trading one contract, one E-mini on this strategy here. We have another one that we use for evaluations. It's called our one-day pass, and that one trades 10. All of these strategies have fully adjustable settings, so I can always level up. I suffer from being ultra conservative. And I'm just trading one. But if I ever get the courage to scale up, I do have that ability. This strategy has a really nice risk to reward ratio. If we can get some room here, and it looks like it's trying to get some separation from our stop. It's 12.50 a tick. And if we can get some room here, I think it goes for, if I remember correctly, I think 90 ticks, which would be a giant trade. Another thing that I was going to show is when we pin our stop to the 15 EMA, we could really adjust the slope of it. If you go to your modified fast indicator, and the 7 we see is down here, And on the ES, I don't know that we'd want to give especially if it gets, price starts really moving up, and we want to trail the trade a little tighter. We could change the period on our modified fast and make it a little tighter. So instead of a 7, if we were to make it a period 5, you'll see my dotted line here on my chart, that green line. When I change it to a 5 slope, it trails it a little tighter. It won't let it come back as far. So if I lower my period value of my modified fast indicator, it's going to tighten up my stop. So with the ES at 12.50 a tick, if we get some daylight here and I start getting into the profits, I'll pin it to my 15, but I'll make the 15 a little tighter, more like a 10 EMA instead of a 15. When this ES, if it does reverse, things go sour very quickly, I've learned. You get back a lot of money quickly. Yeah, Rao, I did hit the profit target on my eval. This is my PA account. My PA account, I pulled in a loser earlier, so I think I lost $230 earlier. So now I'm trying to recoup that on this trade. Really like to put it at break even. If I get a little more room. Yeah, I think I'll take some of the risk off since it is my PA account. I'll put it right there. Looking good, Eric. Did you get into this trade too, Eric? Okay. It's good to know you were pulling for my trade. Thank you. That's what I thought at first, and then I said, wait, that's kind of being vain. To think he's rooting for my trade. He's probably in the trade too. Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you. Come on, let's take a nice slow ride to the top. Let's go. We waited on this one. Whoa, that was really tight. That was a little too tight. Let's go back to the properties of that indicator. I almost stopped out my trade. Let's go back to 6. Now I'm afraid to do it. Now, when it closes down, mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. Getting a little heat. Mm, don't do it. Can I give it a little more room? I tried, doctor. I I couldn't get into the trade. Oh, you mean the signal A? That was the cash register trade, I believe. I believe it did. The reason why was, excuse me, and I apologize. I was looking prior to the market open. I was looking at which one of our automated strategies was doing the best, and the ES signal B came above my radar. It historically this week performed much better than the signal A. The entry that you're referring to was a signal A entry when the Laguerre crossed. The one that I have enabled goes long when my Laguerre's locked. And it just got into the move a little late. Hmm. It came within a tick of my stop, it looks like. Now, come on, go up. Back up there. Let's get a couple up candles now. Nothing to see down here. But the automated system did take that trade at 10:30. I did. It was taken in a SIM account. I chose to put my live account in the Signal B. All right. Well, that does it for the day for me. I'm going to go ahead and disable that for now. And it was really a great day. Actually, the ES took a 1-day pass on that Signal A entry this morning. If I go to the cash register, ES cash register, took a short entry here actually. Took this long entry earlier, but our 1-day pass on the ES took this beautiful long entry, a trend trade, and it hit its profit target for a $3,000 trade, and that was right at between 8:30 and 9 o'clock. And that was the trade of the day. So I want to thank everybody for joining me, and God willing, we will be back to do it again tomorrow. Have a blessed rest of your day, everybody. Thanks again. So long.